Okay, so we have 2x minus y equals 8. And so we are going to substitute in a 0 for y to find our x-intercept. So that leaves me with 2x equals 8. I'm going to divide by 2 on both sides. Those 2's cancel, and I have x equals 4. So my point is 4, 0. And so I'm going to go at the axis, at the origin, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. There is my first point. My y-intercept, I'm going to plug in a 0 for my x. 2 times 0 is 0. So that leaves me with negative y equals 8. Whoa. Remember, there's a 1 in front of that y. So I'm multiplying negative 1 times y, so I need to divide by negative 1 on both sides. And these cancel, and I have y equals negative 8. So my point is 0, negative 8 for my y-intercept. So I'm going to go at the origin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I connect, maybe. Well, that's as straight as it's going to get. And there is my point for there's my graph for my standard form of that equation. All right, so now a word problem. You have $6 to spend on apples and bananas. The equation is 1.5x plus 0.6y equals 6. And this represents the situation where x is the number of pounds of apples and y is the number of pounds of bananas. So that 1.5 is saying that it's $1.50 per pound, and that 0.6 is saying that it's 60 cents per pound. Graph the equation and interpret the intercepts. So we need to find the intercepts of these equations. So we have 1.5x plus 0.6y equals 6. And whenever I'm finding that x-intercept, I plug in a 0 for the opposite. So 0.6 times 0 is just 0. So that leaves me with 1.5x equals 6. And now I'm going to solve for that. To do that, I'm going to divide by 1.5 on both sides. And that cancels. So I have x equals 4. So my x-intercept is 4, 0. My y-intercept, I have the same equation. And this time I'm going to plug in a 0 for my x. 1.5 times 0 is just 0. So that leaves me with 0.6, y equals 6. And so when I solve, I'm going to divide by 0.6 on both sides. These cancel, and I have y equals 10. So my point is 0, 10. So now I'm going to graph it, and I have my axis here on the side this time. So it's just that first quadrant. And so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. There is my x-intercept. And then I'm going to go up 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're at the top. And I'm going to connect those 2 points. So what this is saying is if I bought 4, and remember x represents our number of apples. So if I bought 4 apples, because that's in the x section, then I would have I wouldn't have enough money for any bananas. So I could get 4 apples, but no bananas. If I buy no apples, then I can buy 10 bananas. And this is saying like at 2, I have a perfect point. And so at 2, this is saying that I could buy 2 apples and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bananas. So this helps us see what we could purchase with our money and how many we could purchase of what.